In a statement, the two said they've chosen to transition to a, quote, progressive new role within the institution. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex say they will work to become financially independent while continuing to support Queen Elizabeth.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell button for the notifications of when the uploads come, baby. Listen, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? Listen, for those who are Mineral Gang, you already know what time it is, baby. You ain't got the minerals, baby. And we got the merchandise to go with it, baby. Are you mad? Are you lean? Pah! Get yourself one of these teas from down below. Yeah, guys, we're going to be talking to you guys about the Prince Harry and Meghan situation. It's getting a bit mad, isn't it? So just quite recently we've had some news from the camp that Prince Harry and Prince Meghan are going to be stepping back from their official royal duties. It's been a long time coming for them. They're also going to be trying to be financially more independent going forward as well.
Parts of their announcement is that they will strive to become financially independent, which is interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, that is the criticism that's levied against the royal family most often, that they live, lavish lifestyles, and it's largely taxpayer supported.
So we're just going to kind of just talk a little bit about it, because I have my own personal views on the situation about what's happening here as well. So first of all, my thing is this: it's been a long time coming. Yeah, Harry said from the jump. Listen, my guy, Prophet, my guy from the jump, from around about 2015, has been saying that, you know what, he wants to do things differently in this monarchy. Yeah. Second to that, he said before, if he was to marry sorry, her name's got Meghan. Yeah, that the monarchy will change.
This is a side of the royals we've never seen before. Prince Harry not only says no one wants to be king or queen, but he's also speaking out about his mother's funeral and unveiling new plans to change the monarchy.
This morning, Prince Harry gets candid, telling Newsweek that his family doesn't relish being royal. We're involved in modernizing the British monarchy. We're not doing this for ourselves, but for the greater good of the people. Is there anyone of the royal family who wants to be king or queen? I don't think so, but we will carry out our duties at the right time.
Change. He said it. He said, listen, he will change some things. He will step down from his duties. That's what he said as well. He said he will step back. So this has been a long time coming. This ain't new, cuz, yeah? This was to be expected. My guy Harry, I love this guy. I love Harry. Because the same reason that I never really got to see Diana that much. 1997, I was, 6? I remember when it happened. I remember when his mum passed away. And I remember I was in my auntie's house, innit? And I flipped onto the TV, I think it was on ITV, and they were doing a report of that Diana died. And I remember my cousin told his mum, oh, Diana's passed away. And she said, hey, Diana has died. She came running in, screaming and crying. And I was like, who is this woman that's making my African auntie move mad like this? You understand? I didn't understand at the time. The same effect that Diana's having is the same effect that Harry's having on me. Now, I didn't need him to say anything backing black people to like what Harry does. I love the fact that he's genuine. There's an honesty about him, yeah? There's a touching ability about him to be quite frank with his interactions. Here's one of the reasons why I can see that. When you meet people, you could become classy, yeah? You can be, standoffish, because you are of a certain class and caliber, and we understand that. And you can shake hands everywhere you go. But for him, he always hugs people. And I've noticed that whenever you do, you see him hugging people.
Told over and over again, I'm very good with hugs, which is great. Good at giving hugs. Fantastic.
Bittersweet, yeah.
Being in the prince role, you've got to shake hands.
Hey. Hi, little. Hey.
I would choose hugging over shaking hands most of the time with people that I know, just before anyone gets any ideas.
I know. We've watched you grow up.
And Diana was one of the first people to do that too. She broke that mold, she broke that wall, and started hugging people who you would never ordinarily hug. Those people that had HIV.
For Diana to be so loving with the likes of this man, Martin, whose own family wanted nothing to do with him, who would ship back his letters with return to sender, is really something.
She touched him, she kissed him, and again, it just exploded across the world.
When this photograph went public in the media, his mother came to visit Martin and they reconciled.
It was just in time. Martin died 2 weeks later.
And stuff like that. She was quite famous for that. But she broke that barrier. Yeah, and that same thing that Harry does. He has the same spirit that she had. You know what I'm saying? That there's a genuine love for people, a genuine care for people. And listen, take my money, I don't care. If I'm paying tax for you to continue, I'm not going to complain, because people like that are needed in this world. You need leaders who are empathetic towards the people, because their behavior sets a trend for those who are below. Do you get it? So if he can do it, then others can do it. So that's why it's so important to see that happening. I also know that a little bit, like for instance, what does actually stepping off or stepping back actually look like? I know they're going to be looking to move to Canada, which holds such a great prominence for them. Big where he did Invictus Games as well, where he done something quite new for those who are disabled. It's also a very fun place for Meghan as well, because I think she was filming Suits in Canada as well. So this isn't new territory. The Canadians love them as well. They get on quite well with some of the Canadian representatives as well. So they are in no uncertain circumstances going into new territory in terms of location. In terms of what they're doing, it is new. The monarchy hasn't seen this before. Why is somebody rescinding what they want to do? How are they backtracking from princeship? And you know what's so interesting is the commentary that's running behind the scenes. Your Piers Morgans, who I do not like. I've not liked him for a long time. I do not like what he does. I should say, don't like him. I don't like what he does. I find him to be very obnoxious. I don't want to say he's racist, but I want to say that there's a lot of prejudice and discrimination that comes across in the way that he talks. And in the sense of there's a sexism there, especially with the way that he cuts people off. I mean, the energy that he's used for Meghan, it's not the same energy used for Andrew. Like, are you dumb? But you're not using the same energy for Andrew when he's best friends with Epstein's, yeah? You're not using that same energy, yeah? You don't use that same energy when Philip crashed a car on somebody. I haven't seen that same energy, but you're gunning for Meghan. Fam, I don't want to hear your voice, bro. I don't want to hear your tweets, because you're getting on my last nerve. Like, the way that you go on, it frustrates me, bro. That obnoxiety is annoying. You know, your character stinks. That's what I don't like. But, you know, there's been a lot of press that has been around Meghan and Harry, and it does have stark contrast to Diana and Charles once again. And I feel like that's where, you know, Harry himself may be feeling some type of anxiety, which is, I'm not going to allow that to happen again. You know, if you've seen your mother die at the hands of a press, why would you allow your wife to go through the same thing? You wouldn't. Any man who loves his wife will not allow that to repeat itself if you have the power to stop it. Do you get it? But we'll discuss that a little bit later on. What was interesting as well is the fact that they never consulted the Queen when they did this, which lets me know that if you never consulted the Queen, that relations between yourself and the Queen aren't tight. And some of the times I watch some of the interviews that Harry has, and it's quite interesting when they mention, oh, would you go around for tea with your queen, with your grandma? And he mentions that, oh, if I asked her, I'm sure she would, or she might do, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And even the sure she would wasn't sure, which let me know that there might have been stretched relations from before then. Yeah, there might have been stretched relations before then. Now the beef between him, or the stretched relationship between himself and his brother, that is always documented, that it may be true, might not be true. It's also interesting as well, because we're not 100% sure if this is the case, but it looks like that by some of the reports that have been made. So there's a stretching between himself and even Prince Charles. I remember I said in a particular newspaper quote where he said, obviously, you know, Prince Harry needs to grow up and stop acting like this. There's no room for this type of behaviour, basically. Again, stretching, just kind of showing us there's a distance that's coming in. Harry has always been that rebel. Harry has always been that outsider. Harry's always been that ginger one. Harry's always been the one that's different from the rest of them. And if there was anybody who was going to, I'm not going to say bring down the monarchy, but was going to bring a change to the monarchy, it was always him. When he was young, he was a rebel. He was drinking, doing sexual things he shouldn't have been doing, caught in the newspapers, wearing Nazi suits. The guy was boozing out. Fam, the guy was just reveling in trying to heal, you know what I'm saying? And that's another point we're going to make later on as well, because we're going to do 3 videos of this. I'm going to really break down some things. I'm going to break down the reason why they're actually going to Canada and stuff. But I just want to give you that kind of viewpoint. You know, there's been this great discussion on Twitter, especially with Piers Morgan and other people as well, and even on you know, new people around Britain, which is, you know, we're paying for the monarchy, you know, they should have their own money. Well, they are trying to do that now. What you got to say now? Like, and it's like some of the tweets I saw on Twitter. It's like, you know, they're trying to be financially, they're cussing them for being financially independent now. They just can't win. Like, do you want them to be financially independent? Do you want them not to? Do you want them to live on them? Do you want them to live off our taxpayers' money? What do you want? Like, he can't win. He can't win. Whatever he does, you guys got something to say. And it's been also a contentious issue. That's something that William and Harry have mentioned, but more so Harry. And Harry talks quite a bit, you know, about his mum. Whenever he's in interviews, you just see him being and this is what I love about Harry. This is why it endears me about Harry. You know, I wish he never experienced that particular experience, because nobody should lose their mother, one that they love and that takes care of them. No.
And of course he would. His memories are the frozen ones of a child, just 12, with those clenched fists, walking behind the casket of his mother. For that personal loss to be so public has, as he has now said so forcefully, marked him.
When you're that young and something like that happens to you, I think it's lodged in your heart and your head, and it stays there for a very, very long time. At that point, I was still, I wasn't there. I was still in shock.
Nobody should ever lose that. No one should ever have bad relationship with their parents either. Like, you don't want to wish that on anybody. But the fact that he went through that at 12 years old, and you know, we know the psychological damage is actually done to him. He's mentioned about the fact the mental health that he had to go through. There was a period of time where emotionally and mentally he wasn't stable. Like, who did he turn to? He said he had to talk to shrinks. Like, a royal talking to shrinks. Like, it's just out. You know what I'm saying? These are the kind of things that when he says it, maybe for those who are prim and proper, this might not be the thing. But for us who are normal people, I don't know many people that hate Harry. I don't know many people that can say they don't like Harry. Harry is like one of us, cuz. Like, do you know what I mean? He's rich, yes. He's a prince, yes. But he's still down to earth, my guy. For me, it's like, if Harry was to say, listen, let's go out for a drink, I'll be like, Harry, where are we going to, bro? Now, if William asked me, I'll be like, William, not that it's anything bad, but your personality is just, we're different. You understand? But you can see Harry cracking jokes, bantering, back and forth with people, dancing, like just the fearlessness of being in a space where, especially when you see him interacting with black people as well. Like, fam, you don't see that fear. You don't see that you know, they're black. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get just. I'm sure he might have his own prejudices, whatever. Like, it's normal. Black people have prejudices against white people, but you don't see that distancing himself from us. And from Africa and them things there when he goes abroad and stuff like that. That's why he was awarded Commonwealth, the Youth Commonwealth person, because he could relate to people of the young generation who were also of a different origin, ethnic minority background, etc., etc. He's got it in him. There's something about him that makes him relatable. That, you know, things are a little bit complicated at the moment and they are working through issues. Nothing's said and done just yet. And I believe that. I believe there is. But I also believe that Harry is stubborn and he will push this through. Because this has been coming. Yeah? And what frustrates me is the fact that, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, where is that the monarchy themselves, Prince Charles, Queen, yeah, William, Kate, who has stood up for Meghan, please? Who has come out of the press and said, Meghan, do you know what? What you're suffering with is unacceptable. The press shouldn't be going on. I haven't seen anybody come out and say it, bruh. But you want to make sure that Harry stays in the monarchy. There's going to be some anarchy. Not monarchy. There's going to be some anarchy, mate. Rather malarkey. You know what I mean? Because no one's come out for Meghan. Some of the stuff that's come out against Meghan has been absolutely sickening. And has been vile, has been degrading, derogative, that has been on the verge of racism.
When you continue and constantly see and hear negativity, it can be overwhelming. You can feel powerless and lost. You can feel different, confused, or like you don't belong.
Tensions reaching a boiling point after the Mail published a private letter that the Duchess wrote to her estranged father. In response, Prince Harry got personal. In a statement, Harry writing, "I have been a silent witness to her private suffering for too long. To stand back and do nothing would be contrary to everything we believe in."
It's breached racism. For those who are black, we know what racism is. It has gone to a point of sexism as well. Like, it's disgraceful what she suffered. Do you understand? And it's Diana 2.0. It's like it's going on to that stretch again, and I understand why Harry is saying no. Me too. I was saying no for him. No. Why should she die before you come and say that this is enough? Should she die so the media can be okay? Should she die so the media can actually get fixed up? Is that what you want? Should she have a mental breakdown before you say our practices are wrong? Here's my only thing though. Obviously, releasing yourself from the monarchy as well, you have to find a way to financially support yourself. 2.6 million is given by the Queen to him. Frogmore House is given to the Queen to him, which is a UK base. And £860,000 goes towards their security detail. They're going to have to find close to 3.4 million to continue the lifestyle they were living previously. That's not to say that they don't have money. That's not to say they can't get money. Because speaking engagements for royals are going to be expensive. But to keep that continuing of finances coming in, they're going to need some help. Listen, brother, I wish my tax money can go towards you, Harry, because I rate what you do. Do you know what I'm saying? But that could be an issue as well. My only thing as well is this: if it does break down between Harry and Meghan, it's going to be I told you so, and we see this is why we don't let these type of people in. Look what they do to you, Harry. Because already people are trying to say that Meghan is the one that twisted his mind, and forgetting that Harry. Listen, Meghan never twisted Harry's mind. Harry had always in his mind envisaged that he wanted to be normal. That was his only. If there was a wish that he wanted to make with the guru thing, Genie, Aladdin. What's his name? Genie. All I want is to be normal. That's it. You understand? So he's always wanted that to be the case. So it's nothing new. He hasn't been twisted. That's always been the case. And also, I'm getting into my different points here. We'll get into part 2 in that. But yeah, that was my main reasons as to what I thought towards the actual thing. Watch out for part 2. We're going to say the reasons why he had to move. The reasons why he had to go into this particular action phase of a plan and head off to Canada. Why this had to happen. But yeah, guys, I really like Harry and I really love Meghan, and I pray that it works out for them in the name of Jesus. Oh God, Harry and Meghan, I pray that the Lord Jesus Christ is your Lord and personal Savior, and He goes with you, because Chalet, what you're doing is brave. Going against the monarchy. Guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, have your comments down below. Let us know what your thoughts and feelings are on this particular subject. Hey, you ain't got the minerals, baby. You ain't got the minerals, baby.